Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval, Episode 5, Mountain Move-In. So now we're actually starting to do the root cellar excavation, which is great. I am not going to waste because I don't have a lot of limestone blocks at the moment. I'm not going to waste the little... No, actually, that's not true. I do have more limestone brick than I realized. So I'll get some brick flooring done. It'd be great if Rager, you didn't waste it. He's like, well, I hammer how I want to hammer. I don't have Trala using the barley for cooking just yet. Also, probably intend to make like beer with it. And then getting lots of seeds out from over here, which is good. I don't have any more meat though. Might be a good time to go hunting. Or to see if there's any just fresh corpses around. Sometimes there are. Alright, I'll hunt. Oh, Scumdog and Liara are now friends. They had a pleasant conversation. Settler is becoming annoyed. They are annoyed. So, thirsty, deprived of religious activities and entertainment. So, here's what I'm going to do. In the middle of the day, the lunch hour, will allow them to have lunch so that they can take a bit of a break. Their demands will go up as time progresses, where they want more creature comforts, and it's up to you to provide them. Totally reasonable, I think. Slotus, thank you for the resub. Wow, you are having trouble excavating. What is it? Oh, it's all iron. And... Oh, hey, there's some actual pure limestone there. That's going to be nice. Yeah, this is pure limestone deposits. That will help with brick making. Now that we have a little bit of stuff smelted, I can also put the limestone brick stove here. So I'll probably put that close to where the root cellar will be. And then I'll move the butchery over next to it as well. So we'll have the stove and the butchery in the kitchen. And that will become a kitchen. And then the other things that needs is the well shelves. I don't have the necessary decorations for that. That would be decorative structures for the pottery shelves, I think. Yeah. Which is after furniture. So I just researched furniture. But, as I said, I want Liara to start helping out with the mining. Because I feel like I'm falling behind on mining. So I'm not going to have this be like the designated kitchen initially. So what are we missing for that? Iron ingots? Don't we? Yeah, I'm staring at iron ingots. So it must be the brick that I don't have enough of. No, it's not that either. I think they're just lying. Dwarven Nation, thank you for even more gifted subs. Are they getting cabin fever? The walls are closing in? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's more about being in, like, ugly, cramped environments more than anything else, but they're gonna have to get used to that. We did get, better beds, so... Once I have a little bit more wood, we'll get those constructed, and then we'll start, making the effort to actually formally move into the new home. Hauling everything over and setting up stockpiles and all that stuff. Dead Cold, thank you for the resub too. I feel as if, in hindsight now, that our 3 restitution is nicknamed Daniel Scumdog because he is a zealot for the wrong religion. I just starting to get that feeling. Don't love it, but I feel like that's kind of happening now. There is a mood penalty. Well, yeah, so, you know, at some point, once I'm done with the root cellars, we can consider individual bedrooms or workshops or whatever. I am just trying to get our food not to spoil. That is my priority for now. Dwarf Nation and Alf, thank you for the bits. So the thirsty is because we don't have fermenting. So maybe I will, I'll research fermenting before Liara joins the mining crew, as that is going to be a point of contention. Thirsty does not imply that they want water. It implies that they want booze. So I will work on booze. That also means that in my meal queue here, I'm not going to include red currants anymore, because red currants can be used to make booze. So I'm going to, and same with honey. Not that I am a beekeeper yet, but I'll reserve the red currants for brewing or for fermenting. Because we have some red currants out here. Not much, but enough to get a little something going. In fact, maybe I just replant a lot of them. They're so moody. Yeah, I know you're unhappy. Summer! Summer appeared like a warm blessing, coaxing the settlers to shed their warm clothing. Now it is time to build underground storage to keep food fresh for the sunny days to come. You don't say. That's exactly what I've been doing. Rager specifically, because you are the most annoyed, I'll give you a day off. Or until your mood pulls out from being a bother. Changing the design is a little bit. All right, Rager. I set you on leisure, but you're like, you know what? I'm good. I'll keep working. Okay. He's back to normalish. Kitchen is done. So you can see the larger variety of things that we can make. The lavish meals, which require herbs and more cooking material. Or the same amount of cooking material, but more herbs. Which I don't have a renewable source of herbs. And then also salted eels and pickled vegetables, if we have preserves. Which, given that we're in the mountain, there's plenty of salt. So once I want to start pickling or salting things, we can do that. For now, what I might end up doing is just putting the kitchen table in the kitchen. So we eat here. But eventually having, you know, a great hall would be way better. But initially, everything's about multi-purpose rooms. Mr. Tastic, thank you for the resub. Liara. Fermenting is just 7 more research. Not bad. Oh, Tralla obviously got up to 20 because the beets just got sown. Nice. And then once Tralla cuts down some more trees, which I think he's doing... Oh, no, he's planting the red currants. But once he cuts down some more trees, we'll have nicer beds for everyone. How Helm's Deep are we? We're still in the early days of Helm's Deep. It's only been a season. Progress is slow. Alright, Scumdog, can you bring the table over? And then, in order to keep people a little bit happier, Tralla, start chopping the trees down so that we can make nicer bedding accommodations. Alright, fermenting is good to go. So, Liara, you're going to join the miners. And as soon as I have the space to make a fermenting room, I will do just that. Because it is going to make people a lot happier to have booze to go with their food. Yeah, right now we're Helm's Shallow. We're working on Helm's Deep. That's a good way to put it. Glass, half empty. You call yourself a pessimist, but I think that's a pretty optimistic view. So I mentioned before, but fermenting rooms need to be a certain temperature. It's roughly the correct temperature down here anyway. Like, below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, above, like, let's say 38 degrees Fahrenheit. It's kind of ideal. The fermenting station itself will tell you, like, roughly what the right ideal is. But that means once we excavate this here, we can set up a fermenting room. So one side is going to be seed storage, we're going to have food storage, and then we're going to have fermenting areas. I believe Rager is working on the beds. And then once the beds are here, we can really start to move in. Because he's been complaining that he's on uncomfortable beds, so these beds are what they would consider comfortable. I wouldn't, but there. Rager, you sleep there now. And also, another thing to consider, if we imagine a Great Hall above, is to have the Great Hall have a stairwell interconnected to this cellar where we store booze, because people are going to want to grab food and booze. So having, like, this spot that we're excavating now might be a good spot to store booze and cooked food. So this could be booze and cooked food, this could be a fermenting area, and this could be raw food. And then we'll just need, like, a fifth area, or a fourth area for seeds. But seeds can be out of the way, because we don't have to go there very often. Are there underground debuffs? No. You just... There's like a attractiveness requirement, I think. And the fact that there's like so much garbage strewn about because we haven't hauled it all. It's like ugly down here, but I don't think there's like an underground penalty or anything like that. Could be wrong. Don't quote me. I'm not an expert in this game. Just know enough to get along. Get myself into trouble. So soon will be the grand effort of moving everything over. I'm already starting to move the backgammon and the research table. We'll get more and more of our infrastructure moved over. Initially, what I ended up doing is just putting like shelving for the random stuff in this like extra room, but that extra room is eventually going to be the infirmary. And then we just need like general storage and all that stuff. It's effortful. Here, I'm going to say going to seed. I'm going to set up all of my cabbage to going to seed now, so that we have lots of cabbage seeds to be able to move our farm over to the new area. So we're still digging out the cellars, but that's going to happen pretty soon, I think. We have more miners working on it. And Rager is getting the beds built, and oh, they're starving. Tralla. Cooking is going to be 1 now. I think what ended up happening was there's just so many harvesting tasks that he got backed up. And that is very solvable. And I failed to notice. Because the food reserves stockpile low thing is like, it always tells you that, for the most part. So like, it's like Chicken Little, or The Boy Who Cried Wolf, where it's always telling you that you're like running out of food, which means it's not true most of the time. All right, so we have the research table. Oh, come on. Still until I have 50. The stone cutting. The kitchen, which is incomplete, with dining. And they're digging around for the cellars. There we go. Now we have backgammon. So we live here now. We live in our little mountain home. Technically now. And it's just a matter of moving everything else over. So let's get rid of the campfire. And put the food bill here instead. So cook until we have 15. Don't use honey. Don't use barley or currants for now. And cook with sticks. And then importantly, I want to get some shelving to store the ingredients in here. So I might change the way this is laid out for more storage. What I'm thinking is having lines of shelves with like side passages, and then in the middle here it will be thinking maybe pillars. We'll have circular pillars. I think that will look cleaner than like beams. And that will be storage for meals. And in there, it's about refrigerator temperature already. And then once we stick wooden doors on there, it will get even cooler. Don't I need to move the books too? I don't have general storage yet. I will eventually, yes, but books won't rot in this little wooden shack, whereas food does rot, so the food is the priority. Hence the thing above my head. Alright, looks like once... Okay, he's already cutting down trees, because I was about to say that we're low on wood for this project. There's not a lot of mature trees around, though. Well, it's not true. It's just not a lot right near the exit of our keep. Alright, he's cutting those down. That will give wood for Rager to build the shelving. And Rager's already getting the shelves up. So I'm going to set these shelves up here for clear all. And these are going to be for meals that are not prepared or human. And this is going to be priority high. And then if I copy this here, this setting, let's call this food shelf. And I could paste it in to these other shelves. Well, I guess the name doesn't change over, but you get the idea. And that includes raw food, but raw food will eventually be stored maybe on the other side. So maybe I'll do cooked food, raw food, and then the seed bank can be back here, which is a far lower priority. I don't need to worry about that at the moment. So all food is going to be pulled out of this temporary stockpile, and the idea is to add proper storage here, and then to slowly transition everything from the temporary house to the permanent one. Starting with the most temperature-sensitive stuff first, to stop spoilage. No. They did not choose the new bed. So Liara, Tralalero, and Scumdog, let's move you over there. Sleep in the comfortable bed in the modest room. There we go. Much better. So I'll have the same sort of layout for the raw food. So raw food and cooked food will mimic one another. It's also important to note that, like booze, when fermented, comes in giant barrels. So giant barrels of booze don't get stored on shelves, so you need sufficient floor space for that. So maybe... Maybe I do a second cellar over here for raw food, and then this becomes fermenting. I think I like that better. To keep raw and cooked and fermenting sort of separate, and then seeds over there. I know I keep changing my mind constantly. It's just, you know, things are complicated. Now that I'm copying the shelves, it should paste the new settings, I think. And we're getting the pillars, which means I can excavate the vein. So you want sufficient floor space both for you know, beer and things like that, but also for ice. You know, if you want to keep things iced. All these shelves are correct. Cool. I double checked, GMT. They're right. All right, looking good. Hey, decent matter. Thank you for the resub. Time does fly. So it's not that important for the food storage areas once things are on shelves to have flooring. So the way food decay works is it wants to be either on a shelf or on a constructed floor, not raw floor. So this, for instance, has a raw floor, but because the food is actually stored on shelves, it won't rot. So if we take a look at the food on this shelf, for instance, it decomposes in 1 year and 11 days because it's stored in a relatively cold environment, not on a floor, not being rained on or anything like that. So it's, I'm storing it well, in other words. Hey, Lara and Scumdog are now friends, too. Yeah, I like the columns. I like the column look a lot more than wooden beams, I think. For the underground. So we'll stick with that theme. So the food storage is almost excavated. And then we'll have the fermenting room done and the raw food storage done. And then once the raw food storage is done, I'll separate out meals from raw. Actually, you know, I just realized all raw should be here for now, except for raw human and smoked human. So this is copy this setting and then paste this setting everywhere. For now, I want raw food stored here to make cooking easier, and then once we have raw food storage cellar, I could set that up. Okay, that looks right. Columns in a Great Hall would look great too. Noted. So food storage is done. I mean, we'll expand it obviously westward once we have need. But yeah, I'm excited about that. There's also a deer like walking on her. Do you want to? You're young. I'm not going to kill you. Bambi can survive for now. Trolla's butchering something though. Cannibalism is a thing in this game, yes. If the music keeps skipping like this, I'll do a quick save and load. I did hear it skipping. It's a thing. That can happen. Alright, so this is the stairwell to the raw food storage. Raw food storage. I might, in this case, want to swap the position of the stove and the butchering table, so the stove is close to the raw food storage. So I'm going to relocate that here for now, just out of the way. and then move the stove. The bills aren't preserved when you move things, which is another important thing to realize. Alright, I have sighted a pale, halting figure near the perimeter of Jotunheim. As she approached, it became clear that Lewin has been bleeding from a deep gash and needs to rest. It was for honor, Lewin gasped. Would you grant them respite? So, Lewin is they're a loyal farmer who is a practicing oak brethren. They have a botany skill of 15, have a passion in tailoring, mining, marksman, and intellectual, and is asking for haven. Do we offer Lewin safe haven? Now, it's important to note that it is entirely possible that a faction is after Lewin that we won't necessarily want to be hostile with. But that becomes a choice later on if they get pursued or not. And okay, we are going to welcome them. So I think what I would do is let's trigger a raffle. Raffle timer's up. Good luck to you, subscribers. And it doesn't actually look like Lewin is being pursued. They're hurt. So taking a look at them, they are contemplative, which means that their moods move more slowly from positive to negative or negative to positive, and they have fewer, they interact socially slower. So they sort of keep to themselves. They suck at tailoring, they just like to do it, but they're good at mining, intellectual, and marksman, so another good bow person. Also, decent at planting, even though they don't like it. So a good person to rely upon in a pinch if planting is needs to be done urgently. So I'm going to put them on mining for now, just like everyone else, because we have high needs of mining. And then also, Rager, I'm going to have you throw together another bed, because I don't have one for them. So stop praying, start building. So good luck. And Dwarf Nation, thank you for the bits. Good luck in the raffle. It's nice to have them join and not be pursued. Oh man, they have low hit points. They're recovering though. But they are messed up. So, patient and recover highest. And Liara, you're actually going to give up your bed? Oh, okay, never mind. Rager is almost done hauling. Build it quick. She needs the health. So, assign... Nope. Assign to Lewin. Lewin, go rest, and Liara will tend to you. I think Liara is the best... Yeah, she's the best medicine. How do I find the game since I last streamed it? Definitely developed. Definitely more depth and more things to do. Okay, good. Tending worked. Lewin is healing. Or whoever Lewin is going to be in 2 minutes. Did something change? Oh man, so much changed. Water mechanics, animal husbandry, you know, a ton of other like beautification and stability changes, and just you'll have to go through many patch logs because it's been a lot. It has been a lot. All right, current priority, let's update this, is build a fermenting room and raw food storage. Dem's the priority. Jungian, thank you for the sub. Good luck in the raffle. So yeah, they are practicing Oak Brethren. And much like everyone else, they're just going to be mining. I've been getting really lucky with a bunch of miners. I'll use that to my advantage. So actually, Lara, I'm going to have you high priority haul for now. I want you to like tidy things up. You're probably the least skilled miner of everyone here, so get all that like silver and iron garbage outside so that I can actually look fondly upon my my home. Let's also move the shrines so that we don't have to run all the way back home to pray. And then at some point, I will move the animals too. Oh my lord! Duncan, congrats, man. Everyone in chat is like, watch this newest sub win. That's exactly what happened. Oh boy. Well, if you want to change your name, there's a little reminder about how to do it. No way. I know, man. It's just the way it goes sometimes. We also have our kitchen. Okay, so I made a little bit of a uh-oh boo-boo. Just to point out, because I dug this door out, I reduced the stability above it, and we had a bit of a cave-in. So I'm going to fix that. Luckily, we have soil to be able to fix this, because soil looks more natural. But yeah, I made a mistake. You know, actually, this gives me an opportunity to poll you. Pillars, how to support ceilings. Pillars, beams, both. I could, instead of building this beam, I could just build a pillar in the middle of the room and do it with pillars if you want. So pillars look like this, and the beams look like this. I could do pillars, beams, both, or just one or the other. But what we have here is a hole straight into our kitchen, because I didn't support the roof. I removed the supports and didn't think of it. Which is a oopsie. Kind of a big oopsie, but an oopsie. Yeah, if you do both, it would depend on the room. I would have it most fit the room that we're in. I can now have chimney. Yeah, I don't want a chimney here, though, because I want it to be a kitchen. So it's counterproductive. Stoves don't need chimneys. They actually need to be enclosed. Alright, the shrines have been moved. Nice. You know what I could also do? Is, I think I could just move the pen marker there. I don't think that the animals can leave this spot. It's a weird place for them, but it's a good temporary place. Because they're not in danger. Wow. Team Pillar really losing there. Alright. Well, looks like I'm going to do both but like beams and pillars. So I'll put a beam here to support the roof. You know what? Let's do a limestone block arch. That looks more like it belongs, I think. Anyway. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval, which originally streamed live on Twitch December 23rd and December 24th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that this episode was cut from a live stream marathon, and all the content has already been recorded, so changes cannot be made. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams, and a link to that can be found in the description of this video, and also a link to Discord if you would like to join my online gaming community. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and everyone that turned out to the live stream, and also viewers like you that made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow restitutionists and oak brethren.